That's the funny thing, like asking for feedback too early in the writing process, just stop it.
It
can kill you. It can kill you. I experienced that firsthand. You know, so
that's brutal. I've always wanted to write a book someday, but I don't know if I'll ever get to it.
I mean, it's never too late. I'm very supportive of people wanting to write books. What would you like to write about?
I've always had this concept and idea of a magic system, but I haven't really fleshed out a story idea.
That's what I was going to ask. So we're the characters, and what's the story?
But I love this idea for a magic system where, you know, and it's kind of inspired from my love of kind of reading about, especially with like Brian Greene's stuff where he talks about, you know, dark energy and dark matter in the universe. And I've always imagined a magic system where there's two types of magic users. There's the dark and light magic users. And while there's so much more abundance of dark energy and dark matter in the universe, there's a lot more dark magic users. But they're also relatively weaker than a light magic user, right? Because there's so much more. So it takes like 10 dark magic users to equal the strength of one light magic user. And they draw their power and their magic from the dark energy and dark matter of the universe and the light energy that we can see from the universe. And somehow incorporate that into a bigger story. But I haven't really thought about like a plot or characters on it, but I've thought about the magic system and the concept behind that magic system.
That reminds me of, is it Light Printer? The one where like they draw a like out from the spectrum of light.
Different
It's like Lightbringer is a more of a chromatic magic system where the different colors of the light spectrum are magic into this Luxon, which is like the physical manifestation of the light.
So it's funny because my first book that I finished writing, Light Crafter, was a light and darkness kind of a magic system. It was light crafting and shadow binding were the two magic things.
See, you even got a name for it. I've just thought about the concept.
Well, the book wasn't very good. That was my first novel actually completing, and that was my practice novel. And that's not connected to The Broken God, because that's book one of the trilogy of the Immortal Soul trilogy. But I have ideas, so this is a crazy, so I'll just pitch this, with this video. So with the light and shadow thing, what I want to do, because I think fantasy, this is actually what I like about Sanderson, with Roshar specifically, is I think fantasy should try to be weirder and way more different, radically different from Earth. Because I'm writing fantasy. Real world physics need not apply.
I agree.
So,
I don't know anyone that reads fantasy for real world physics. You want physics in real world? Go read a sci-fi.
Exactly.
But this is what I was saying. Sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah.
But this is what I was explaining to you about why I prefer soft magic systems to hard magic. I don't know if you remember, when you came to Vancouver, we went for the concert.
Yeah.
And we talked about hard. This is why, because it's like when it's hard magic system, it's so explained that it's like the wonder, the wow about it. But then I've heard people talk about, I've also seen good hard magic systems, and Brandon Sanderson at the time it was like, you need to read this.
He's like the king of hard magic.
Yeah. He kind of coined why hard and soft magic became a thing, was because of Sanderson. But so the idea is that because I was talking about earlier how I like giant trees in fantasy.
Yeah.
So this is actually the only piece of physics I actually need to figure out. If you have a tree that's like 5 miles tall and gives off light that is effectively like the sun. So this tree would provide effectively sunlight for however big of a region would be encompassed by this light. But beyond that, it's just complete darkness, because this planet is not actually revolving around the sun. It's like a rogue planet type of thing. So the idea I've been kicking around, and then Claire Obscure came out, the video game, which is amazing. The idea I've been kicking around is what if the tree is, the light is dying, and so every so often they're trying to send out expeditions to just go explore, go into the deep darkness of the planet and see what happens. But so I've been trying to think about do I want to do that, or do I want to do something different with the storyline? But I kind of like this general setting premise of our sunlight is this mega tree, also because I love Elden Ring, and the Erd tree is a tree that gives off light, and it's 5 miles tall. But if I do that, my concept was that there'd be a point where you're close enough to the sun tree, but far enough from the actual like darkness of being able to see like the stars and the cosmos, where there'd just be pitch blackness, like eternal blackness, and what kind of weird things could exist in there. So it's kind of taking like deep sea creatures, like the Marianas Trench, but putting that into like on land essentially. And I don't know what I want to do with that, but like I want to try to retrofit the Lightcrafter shadow binding magic into that concept of like a really aggressively light and dark theme. But I just don't know where I want to go with that. I don't know the story, I don't know the characters yet.
That is a cool concept though.
But like, that's the thing, is like I want to be like radically different than Earth.
Yeah, I mean that would definitely make it radically different than Earth, that's for sure.